Breaking news, satellite imagery has just unveiled something truly monumental, a colossal creature hidden deep beneath the ocean's surface. This isn't just a blip, it's an anomaly so vast, it redefines what we thought was possible in our own seas. What could be lurking down there, unseen for millennia, and what does this discovery mean for us? Stay with us as we explore the most terrifying things discovered in the ocean. The satellite that saw everything. In late 2022, the Surface Water and Ocean Topography mission, known simply as SWAT, began its journey into orbit. It was a joint effort led by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in collaboration with a French space agency. The mission was designed to measure the world's water surfaces with a level of detail never before achieved. From rivers and lakes to the open ocean, SWAT's radar eyes were built to record how water moves and changes, and to reveal the secrets of what lies beneath. At the heart of the satellite is a piece of equipment called the K-band radar interferometer, or CARIN. This is the core of SWAT's capability. Two radar antennas are fixed to the ends of a 10-meter mast, extending like wings from the spacecraft. As SWAT flies over the planet, both antennas fire radar pulses toward the ocean's surface. When those signals bounce back, the system measures the tiny difference in timing and angle between the two returning signals. By combining those signals, SWAT can build a two-dimensional image of the ocean surface, mapping small changes in sea surface height over a wide area in a single pass. Unlike previous satellites that could only measure one thin line directly beneath them, SWAT covers a swath 75 miles wide. Each orbit produces a continuous band of data, and every 21 days, the satellite revisits the same points on Earth. That means it can observe changes over time and reveal subtle patterns that were previously invisible. The technology's real breakthrough lies in its precision. The radar altimeter can detect differences in surface height as small as an inch, sometimes even less under ideal conditions. These changes may seem insignificant, but in oceanography, they are the fingerprints of something far deeper. The ocean's surface, though it appears smooth, actually rises and falls in response to gravity. Heavier masses below, such as dense rock or elevated seafloor features, pull the water slightly upward, creating a tiny bulge. Lighter areas below do the opposite, causing a dip. By reading these patterns across wide sections of the ocean, SWAT can infer what might be hidden far beneath the waves. From its orbit 500 miles above Earth, SWAT continuously gathers data. Its instruments scan the oceans, rivers, and lakes, converting raw radar signals into maps of surface elevation. Engineers and mission scientists describe the system as both delicate and bold. Delicate because it depends on measurements of millimeter-scale variations from hundreds of miles away, and bold because it extends ocean mapping beyond what ships can ever achieve. Ships equipped with sonar still provide the most direct view of the seafloor, but even after decades of effort, they have only covered a fraction of the ocean's surface. SWAT was built to fill these gaps by using the sea itself as a mirror to detect what lies beneath. By tracking how the ocean's surface changes, SWAT helps scientists study currents and climate-driven sea level rise. It also improves models that predict how heat and energy move through the planet's systems. Yet, even with such practical ambitions, there is an unspoken fascination among researchers. The idea that the satellite could uncover traces of the unknown. When SWAT's radar first began collecting data, early reports from the mission team described patterns no one expected, ripple-like anomalies stretching across regions that had never been studied in detail. Technically, those anomalies are simple variations in gravitational pull recorded as changes in sea surface height. But to geophysicists, each of those variations points to a mass difference below. Something dense, something large, or something unexplored. The satellite's data flows back to ground stations daily. Analysts spend months processing each orbital pass, filtering out the noise of waves, tides, and atmospheric distortions. The goal is to isolate the quiet, steady signal of gravity itself. When refined, that signal reveals a global map of the ocean's surface contours. SWAT's technology has given scientists a completely new way to look at the ocean. The data pouring in promise to redraw the outlines of the underwater world. But no one expected what happened in 2025. In March of that year, while analysts at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory were comparing two consecutive SWAT passes over the Central Pacific, they noticed something impossible. A large, elongated distortion over 900 feet long was visible not once, but twice 21 days apart. The anomaly wasn't stationary like a seamount. It had moved nearly 40 miles. At first, the team suspected atmospheric interference. But after 3 more passes, the pattern was unmistakable. A massive, serpentine, moving object was affecting the ocean's surface enough for the satellite to detect. The gravitational signature was unlike any known whale migration, submarine movement, or geological event. Its shape matched nothing in the existing NOAA, Navy, or international marine databases. The anomaly behaved like a living creature, accelerating, slowing, and at times diving deep enough that the surface bulge nearly vanished. By June 2025, internal reports described it as an unidentified mobile mass of biological origin. Unofficially, several scientists began referring to it as the Pacific Leviathan. SWAT, built to study water, had captured something hiding beneath it, something no one was prepared for. But this was not the only thing scientists recently discovered in the deep ocean. Number 10. Shark versus shark. When Jaws becomes lunch. You would think being a 9-foot great white shark would make you king of the ocean, top of the food chain, right? Well, not if there is a bigger, hungrier shark cruising around with an appetite for its own kind. Australian scientists got a serious surprise when they tagged a great white for a research project. Everything was going fine until the shark pulled a vanishing act. Gone. No fin, just the tracking device, which casually washed up on shore days later like, do not ask. But here is where things get wild. The tracker showed a sudden spike in temperature, way too warm for ocean water, and then a plunge nearly 2,000 feet deep. That temperature pattern, it matches what you would expect if the device had been swallowed by another shark, a much bigger one. After a lot of head-scratching and scientific detective work, researchers reached a jaw-dropping conclusion. Their 9-foot shark had been eaten by another great white, one that was roughly 16 feet long and weighed about 2 tons. That is like a school bus with teeth. Now, great whites are known to keep their distance from one another. They are not big on social gatherings unless it is dinner. And apparently, sometimes that dinner is each other. While cannibalism among sharks is not completely unheard of, this was one of the clearest, most chilling pieces of evidence ever recorded. It is a reminder that even apex predators can end up as prey. In the deep blue, it is not just eat or be eaten. It is eat or get eaten by your big cousin. Number 9. The bloop, the ocean's greatest sound mystery. In 1997, something strange happened deep in the ocean. A sound so mysterious it sent waves through the scientific world. Researchers were baffled, conspiracy theorists were thrilled, and no one could agree on where it came from. The infamous bloop was born, and it quickly became one of the ocean's most talked about mysteries. At first, experts thought it could be icebergs scraping the ocean floor, creating this super low-frequency, high-amplitude noise. It made sense, right? But in 2002, Christopher Fox from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, came in with a curveball theory. What if the bloop was made by some giant undiscovered creature lurking in the deep, just waiting for its moment to freak us out? As time ticked on, the mystery did not die down. It only grew more intriguing. By the next decade, NOAA switched gears again, suggesting that the bloop could actually be caused by ice quakes, where huge chunks of ice break off and make some seriously weird noises. But here is the kicker. No one knows for sure. Is it a massive iceberg? An undiscovered sea monster? An underwater earthquake of sorts? The answers are still as elusive as the creature that might have made it. Whatever it is, the bloop continues to captivate scientists, conspiracy lovers, and anyone with a curious mind. It is one of those great ocean mysteries that keeps everyone guessing and proves once again how much we still have left to uncover about the vast, creepy, and totally awesome depths of the sea. Number 8. The eel that might be a sea monster. Let us dive into the deep end where things get weird, long, and possibly legendary. Meet Leptocephalus giganteus. Sounds like a spell from a wizarding book, right? But it is actually the name of one of the rarest and most mysterious eels ever recorded. First described by Anton Bruun in 1930 and later by Peter Henry John Castle in 1959, this elusive creature has only been seen twice, and both times it was still a baby. Now here is where it gets wild. One of these larvae was already about 6 feet long. That is just the baby version. Typically, eel larvae are only about 1/32 the length of the adult. So, if this little guy followed the same math, we would be talking about a full-grown eel the size of a train car. Or maybe a sea serpent that just missed its big Hollywood break. Some scientists, however, are pumping the brakes on the monster eel hype. They think it may have been misidentified and that this creature does not grow much larger than what has already been found. Buzzkill, right? But the deep sea is full of surprises. The fact that we have only seen 2 of these slippery shadows and know so little about them has kept the mystery alive. Could it be a gentle giant hiding in the ocean's basement? Or just another awkwardly looking fish that got a bad rep? Until someone catches one of these grown-ups or gets photobombed by one during a dive, Leptocephalus giganteus remains an underwater enigma. Proof that the ocean still keeps its best secrets well hidden, probably behind a very long eel. Number 7. The mysterious sound of Julia. Is it an iceberg or a sea monster? In 1999, something strange happened in the deep blue. An eerie sound, later dubbed Julia, was recorded by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The sound lasted for about 15 seconds, but in those brief moments, It captured the attention of everyone, from hardcore scientists to wild conspiracy theorists. What was it and where did it come from? The answer remains one big mystery. One theory is that the sound could have been caused by an iceberg crashing into the landmass of Antarctica. Sounds reasonable, right? But here is the catch. No one can confirm it. The idea was proposed by a NOAA researcher, but without definitive proof, it is still just one of many possibilities. What really sets Julia apart from other sounds is just how loud it was. This was not a faint blip. It was a sound that carried across a huge portion of the ocean. Naturally, some people let their imaginations run wild, wondering if this noise could have been made by something much more exciting, like a giant unknown sea creature lurking in the deep. While that is a fun thought, there is zero evidence to back it up. So, it is just one of those what-if theories. To add fuel to the fire, there were rumors about NASA photos showing a huge shadow moving in the waters off Antarctica around the same time. Sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? Unfortunately, no solid images have ever been produced to confirm those claims, leaving us with nothing but speculation. So, until we figure out what caused Julia, it is just another one of the ocean's many puzzling secrets. Maybe one day the truth will surface, or maybe it is a mystery we will never solve. Either way, it is a cool story. Number 5. Megalodon, the ocean's original monster. The ocean has always been a hotbed for sea monsters, from the mythical kraken to the terrifying Leviathan. But while those creatures might belong to the world of legends, there is one real-life sea monster that once ruled the oceans, the Megalodon. You have probably heard of it. This prehistoric shark was basically the king of the seas. Megalodons were gigantic, reaching lengths of up to 59 feet and weighing as much as 59 metric tons. Talk about a heavy hitter. Its teeth, some of which could grow up to 7 inches long, are about the only physical evidence we have of these oceanic giants. Since no complete skeletons have ever been found, it is like the Megalodon was the ocean's ultimate ninja, just lurking in the depths, leaving behind only a few clues. Most scientists agree that the Megalodon went extinct millions of years ago. But there are a few adventurous souls who like to stir the pot with the idea that these massive predators could still be out there somewhere lurking in the deep dark waters. While shows like Shark Week might fuel the fire of these wild theories, the hard facts lean toward the Megalodon having gone the way of the dinosaurs. Still, let us not forget that the ocean is full of surprises. After all, we did not know about the coelacanth or the megamouth shark until pretty recently, and both were thought to be long extinct. The deep ocean remains one of the most mysterious places on Earth. And who knows, maybe one day we will discover more prehistoric giants hanging out in the deep. Until then, we will just have to make do with the Megalodon's terrifying reputation. Number 4. The Jacuzzi of Despair, the ocean's deadly hot tub. About 3,300 feet below the surface of the Gulf of Mexico lies a chilling secret, the Jacuzzi of Despair. It is not the kind of hot tub you would want to relax in. In fact, it is more like nature's version of a cautionary tale. This deadly underwater lake flips the script on everything we think we know about water. Here is the deal. While most of the ocean sits at a chilly 4 degrees Celsius, this undersea lake is surprisingly warm with temperatures ranging from 7.8 to a toasty 19 degrees Celsius. That is a pretty big difference, right? It is like stumbling upon a secret hot spring, but instead of a nice soak, you are about to meet your doom. The Jacuzzi of Despair is only about 12 feet deep and 32 feet across, so it is not huge. But do not let its size fool you. The water in this lake is anything but friendly. It is packed with high levels of salinity, methane, and hydrogen sulfide, which makes it a toxic nightmare. Any unsuspecting fish or sea creature that wanders in does not stand a chance. The deadly cocktail of chemicals can shock the life right out of even the toughest marine critters. Even though the Jacuzzi of Despair is as creepy as it sounds, researchers are still trying to crack the mystery of how this toxic lake came to be. But here is the kicker. It is not just an ocean oddity. Studying this extreme environment could actually teach us a thing or two about life on other planets. Could creatures survive in similarly harsh conditions on distant worlds? This bizarre undersea lake might just hold the key to answering that question. So, while it is deadly for sea life, it is a goldmine for scientists hoping to unlock the mysteries of life beyond Earth. Number 3. Meet the real-life kraken. Some creatures from legends like to stay in stories, but others they pop right out of the pages and into our world, like the colossal squid. This thing is not your average calamari. It is a massive, slippery, deep-sea monster that has been lurking in the darkest corners of the ocean. Think giant squid meets alien horror movie, but it is real. The first one was discovered way back in 1925, and it immediately gave sea monster myths a serious credibility boost. Since then, they have stayed pretty elusive, like the introverts of the sea. Scientists have not seen too many of them, mostly because they live in the chilly, hard-to-reach waters of the Antarctic Ocean about 7,200 feet down. That is almost a mile and a half below the surface. Definitely not a place you would go snorkeling. Now, here is the wild part. Based on the beaks we have recovered, yes, beaks like some kind of underwater bird nightmare, researchers believe a fully grown colossal squid could weigh up to 1,500 pounds and stretch out around 30 to 33 feet long. That is longer than a school bus and heavier than a grand piano. One guy named Steve thought he saw a 30-footer. He was bracing for a sea monster showdown. Turns out the squid was only half that size only. But with swiveling three-pointed hooks on its tentacles, even a small one could definitely ruin your day. These rare giants are like the final boss of the ocean. Huge, scary, and almost mythical. The more we learn about them, the more it feels like the ocean is keeping secrets. Big ones. And if this is what we have already found, just wait till we see what else is swimming out there. Now, here is something that gave even a trained diver a moment of fear. In 2019, a cargo ship needed emergency repairs in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. A diver went down to fix it. Deep underwater, he saw a giant shape moving. At first, he was scared, but soon he saw it was just a huge swarm of krill. Would you stay calm if you saw something like that? Let us know in the comments below. Number 2. The fish with the see-through skull. Just when you thought deep sea creatures could not get weirder, the ocean said, "Hold my seaweed." Let us talk about Macropina microstoma, also known as the barrel-eye fish. This little oddball was discovered way back in 1939, but it played hide-and-seek with researchers for decades. It was not until 2004 that we got our first real photo of this underwater oddity, thanks to the folks at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute. Now, what makes this fish so unforgettable? For starters, it has a transparent dome-shaped head. Yes, a see-through noggin. You can literally see its eyeballs, bright green and tubular, moving around inside its skull like something out of a sci-fi cartoon. It is both creepy and cool. Those tubular eyes are specially designed to gather every drop of light in the dark ocean depths, which come in handy when you are swimming around 2,000 to almost 3,000 feet down, where it is darker than a blackout during a power outage. And here is the wildest part. Those eyes can rotate. They usually point straight up through the dome to spot prey above. But when it is time to eat, they roll forward like tiny periscopes, helping it track down dinner with precision. The barrel-eye fish may look like it belongs in an alien movie, but it is a perfect example of evolution doing its thing in the weirdest way possible. Despite its spooky appearance, this fish is a fascinating reminder of how strange and smart nature can be. With a glow-up like that, who needs eyelids? Number 1. The black smokers, underwater chimneys of mystery. Ready to dive deep into the ocean's creepiest corner? Welcome to the world of black smokers. Giant hydrothermal vents lurking beneath the waters off the coast of the Galapagos Islands. First discovered in 1976, these strange formations are like nature's very own spooky underwater chimneys, spewing out clouds of black smoke and creating a landscape straight out of a sci-fi movie. Wow. How long have we known about when was the first event? Now, these vents are no small potatoes. Some of them stretch to almost 200 feet tall, taller than a football field is long, and they are found chilling around 8,200 to 9,800 feet below the surface. That is like diving down to the bottom of a skyscraper underwater. When the superheated water from the Earth's crust meets the freezing cold ocean water, you get this eerie black smoke billowing out, making the sea look like a spooky fog-filled mystery. And the temperature? Oh, just a casual 752 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot enough to cook a steak in no time. But while humans might fry in those extreme conditions, the creatures around these vents are doing just fine. In fact, they are thriving. You will find sea snails, shrimp, and even giant tube worms hanging out near these smokers, living off bacteria that munch on the minerals spewing out of the smoke. What is even cooler is that these vents are not just oddities. They are crucial to the deep-sea ecosystem. They bring up materials from deep inside the Earth, creating a unique habitat for life to exist. Despite the hostile environment, it is like a hidden world full of life, heat, and mystery, tucked away beneath the ocean surface. The deeper you go, the stranger it gets. The ocean's hiding some wild stuff, and we've only just started to explore its greatest mysteries. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't swim away just yet. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button to join us on more mind-blowing ocean adventures. There's a lot more coming, and trust us, you won't want to miss what's lurking beneath the waves next.